started, if you've lost someone in the last few years, a friend, a family member, and you walked away from the funeral feeling like something didn't add up, this is for you. This isn't a theory. It's not hearsay from some corner of the internet. What I'm about to show you is real evidence from embalmers who've seen it with their own hands, from congressional testimony spoken under oath, from peer-reviewed science they tried to bury, and it might just change everything you thought you knew. Stick around, and before we dive in, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and share this video, because you're not getting this kind of truth anywhere else. Let's go. Do you ever see something that just punches you in the gut? Something so messed up, so fundamentally wrong, it forces you to stop, look around, and say, what the hell is going on? Well, that moment's now. I've seen a lot of things in my life, things you wouldn't want to see. But this is different, because what I'm about to show you, it's not a theory, it's not politics, it's real. It's happening inside people's bodies, silently, until it's too late. This right here, this isn't a prop from a horror movie. This is a white fibrous clot pulled from one of the biggest blood vessels in the human body, the abdominal aorta. It's 5.5 inches long, nearly ½ an inch thick. It's tough, rubbery, and it looks like nothing they've ever seen before. And embalmers, the folks who've been prepping bodies for 20, 30, 40 years, men who thought they'd seen everything death has to offer, they say they never, ever saw anything like this before. 2021, not once. Let that sink in. Now, who's asking these questions? A guy named Thomas Haviland. He's not a politician, he's a veteran, an Air Force major, an engineer, and a data analyst who worked on our most advanced fighter jets. This is a man who deals in facts, not feelings. He got fired from his job as a defense contractor for refusing the COVID shot. A lot of guys would have just taken the pension and disappeared, but instead of crawling away, he did what real men do. He fought it back with truth. He started calling people. He surveyed hundreds of embalmers around the world, the frontline witnesses to this nightmare. And the results? They're downright terrifying. It's not a fringe phenomenon. 64% of embalmers said they've seen these clots. That's nearly 2/3 of the industry. And they're not rare. 1 in every 6 corpses has them. Some clots over 12 inches long. Think about that. A foot-long rubbery mass growing inside your arteries. And this isn't some back alley rumor. This was presented in front of the Tennessee Funeral Directors Association. The room was full of professionals. And when Haviland asked who was seeing this, the hands went up. They all saw it. So why the hell is no one in the media talking about this? You think that's bad? It gets worse, because this isn't just happening in the quiet of the embalming room anymore. It's being spoken out loud, under oath, in the halls of Congress, and just when you think it couldn't get more jaw-dropping.
I've presented at the FDA advisory meetings. I've advised companies for decades on this, so I know the regulatory science very well. When a product definitely results in death, and there are thousands of peer-reviewed papers on this, Governor, the COVID vaccines in some people, sadly, result in death. Some on the very first day they take the shot. That must be a black box warning on the product immediately. I just checked the package inserts for the currently available products, the ones that Senator Blumenthal wants to pursue. Sounds like Governor wants to still pursue these. Our FDA still wants them to be administered. They still don't have the word death in the package insert. As of today, they don't. And so Americans are not fairly informed.
Do you have any doubt in your mind that the COVID injection caused some deaths? I mean, what do you think of the, 38,607 right now listed on VAERS? What do you think the real number is? And do you have any science to back up your opinion?
The best data are autopsies. So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them. We had an adjudication committee. We had ways of arbitration deciding on did the vaccine cause death. The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death. First author is Holscher and colleagues. He's sitting right behind me.
And again, by FDA's own laws, that should be included on that package insert, correct?
Immediately in 2021, Dr. Carol Tassetta, working with the Daily Cloud, wrote Peter's Marks in the summer of 2023 and said, where's the black box warning? Where is it? No word from Marks.
Dr. Vaughn, you want to weigh in on the informed consent?
Well, the other thing is, I think emergency use authorization, actually by definition, when you fill out the documents for the patient, if they read it, it actually says that they should make sure that they are under no compulsion to get this product. And that is what's so confusing, because even though the product was mandated in the summer, at the end of the summer of 2021, the product on the shelves was still the EUA product. And in that sense, for somebody to be mandated to something that they also have to sign to say that they weren't mandated to do it is kind of hard to do legally.
By the way, that's the subject of a couple oversight letters in terms of the whole full authorization type of thing. Dr. Thorpe, quickly?
Yes, on informed consent, there was completely the opposite in pregnant women. HHS appears to have captured the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and my research team, including Maggie Thorpe, JD, have proven that with the Freedom of Information Act.
For a few million dollars, correct?
Many $1 million. They captured ACOG. In December of 2020, everybody at ACOG and the other organizations were not going to push this vaccine in pregnant women. In the span of a pregnancy, 40 weeks, September 27th, 2021, you will push the vaccine, you will push it in pregnant women and follow all the HHS criteria. And if you don't, we will destroy you and your professional career will take your license away and we will decertify you. That went out to 60,000 OBGYN doctors. So
we probably should have expanded the title of this: corruption of science, federal health agencies, what would you call those? Professional organizations?
These are the three organizations that essentially govern obstetrical care, not just in the United States of America, but the whole world.
By the way, I wanted to ask you, to what extent are the medical journals funded by various conflicting organizations, pharmaceutical companies? I've heard Chinese interests. I mean, are you aware of that? You were talking about the article written by the editors of the New England Journal of Medicine.
Yes, I'm aware of the study by Wen and colleagues, David Daniel Wen, that was just published October 10th of 2024, documenting that 1.06 billion with a B dollars went to the reviewers of the medical journals, of probably the most influential medical journals: New England Journal of Medicine, Lancet, BMJ.
That's coming out of the pharmaceutical industry.
That's correct.
So, Dr. Walscott, as a vaccine injured, do you believe you received informed consent?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, informed consent, and I, as a physician, I believe strongly in informed consent. Informed consent requires true and transparent data. And we can sit here and hear the mantra or the typical narrative of safe, effective, saved millions of lives, but in reality, that's not true.
That's not a conspiracy nut, that's a scientist. The lead author of the largest vaccine-related autopsy series ever published, testifying before our elected officials, 73.9%. Do you have any idea how insane that number is? In any sane world, that testimony would have stopped the planet. It would have triggered emergency hearings, investigations, recalls. But here, it was a blip, a ghost. They buried it before it could even get a headline. That's not just journalistic malpractice, that's complicity. Now, some folks, if the comfortable ones, the ones who don't want to believe it, will say, that's anecdotal, or they'll attack the source. Really? You want to see the science? Let me show you the science. It's simple and it's horrifying. Inside our blood is a protein called fibrinogen. It's essential. When we get hurt, it helps form clots to stop the bleeding. It's supposed to look like this on the left, like smooth spaghetti strands that your body can easily break down when the job is done. But when that same fibrinogen touches the spike protein, either from the virus or the vaccine, it mutates. It deforms. It twists into these tangled, matted knots full of nodules. It becomes something foreign, something your body can't break down. So it just builds silently, growing bigger and bigger, until it blocks an artery, until you get one of these rubbery white clots. And yes, scientists in Japan confirmed it under a scanning electron microscope at 5,000 times magnification. This is real, it's happening. And who's this happening to? If this was just hitting the old and the sick, they'd have an excuse. They'd blame it on comorbidities. But it's not just older folks. We're talking about working age people, 36 to 50 years old, dropping dead from strokes and heart attacks that shouldn't be happening for another 30 or 40 years. These are moms, dads, cops, firefighters, people in the prime of their lives. And worse, it's hitting the most vulnerable. It's hitting infants. Nearly 40% of funeral directors in that same survey said they've seen a rise in infant deaths since 2021. Let that number sink into your soul. A 14% average increase in dead babies. And nobody in power is screaming about it. That's not just alarming, that's devastating. They've even found the spike protein in placentas and in mother's milk. They told pregnant women it was safe. They lied. And now the smallest and most innocent are paying the price. So in the middle of all this death, this carnage, where are the people who are supposed to protect us? Where are the watchdogs? The CDC? The FDA? The NIH? Haviland sent them 3 years' worth of survey results, detailed data, contact information for the embalmers. He gift-wrapped the biggest public health crisis of our lifetime and delivered it to their front door. The response? Zero. Not one damn call, not a single email. Utter deafening silence. And it's not just silence, it's active suppression. Doctors who tried to speak up, who saw this in their own living patients, they were silenced. Their licenses were threatened. One cardiologist and endovascular specialist in Florida sent Haviland photos of these clots from his living patients, and then, a week later, he sent another email. I've been instructed to terminate communication immediately. You know what that tells me? They know. They all know. They just don't want you to know. This isn't incompetence. This is a cover-up. Look, I'm not here to scare you. The world is scary enough, but I'd rather scare you with the truth than comfort you with a lie. If we're at a point in this country where we can't even question something when it's killing people, when the evidence is literally being pulled out of their veins, then we've already lost. This isn't about politics anymore. This is about the truth. It's about your life, your kids, your future. So I'm asking you to do what our leaders and our institutions won't. Open your eyes, ask the hard questions, share this video with everyone you know, because if we all stay silent now, what the hell are we waiting for? Another funeral? You heard the facts, you saw the proof, and if you're anything like me, you're not okay with silence. You're not okay with being lied to while people are dying. We're not here to tell you what to think. We're here to show you what they won't. And from there, it's your move. If this video opened your eyes, help us open others. Like it, comment on it, share it, and make sure you're subscribed to Chris Dollison Celebrity Recreations, because this is one of the last places where the truth still lives. War's coming. Stay sharp, stay free. Riggs out.